So this is the greenhouse. What's in yellow should be pretty much, um, it should be silvery in the picture, but in this one it isn't. This is the greenhouse for most of 2022. I'm just going to quickly skip through some. So this is my greenhouse, 22, the 6th of February. And see the silver backing? I did that just before, and it made a big difference. It made a big difference to how my plants grow in the because they get more reflected light, and they're getting less heat loss from the back. So it's a more stable climate in there. This is more of mine, more of mine. Just continue on through these quickly because they're not anything. This is my friend's greenhouse. So I made this greenhouse too. And in some stage in the winter, I think just before end of December, I put in the reflective tarp on the back of it too. So there's insulation and a reflective tarp, and I think it's working well. We won't bother with that. So here's another video of it. You can see the reflective tarp along the back of the greenhouse, and I didn't put any in the roof. And with this greenhouse, very little light getting in from the back anyway because there's a big house behind it. Here's her green stuff on the 25th of February. So another picture of it. This is mine on the 18th of March. So stuff is growing. See, it's growing pretty quickly, and you can see the green reflection here, meaning that the light from the vegetables is coming to my eyes, reflected from that. And here's my friend's greenhouse again. So it's doing really well on the what is this? This is the 20th of March. So she was very vigorously cutting off the leaves, and the plants were seem to be up to it. Here's a lettuce plant. There's lettuce, Swiss chard, and lots of other stuff. And her Borscare airlift pump is down here. It sends water up along to the plants, same as mine. Here's another. It's just I think the flash was on in this picture. Here's a sunny day, 23rd of uh, March, and she has plants that she sowed inside. She's popped them out in this and above here, so she has lots of plants. This is my beans and stuff, beans and Swiss chard in my greenhouse, and you can see like the beans. I just put them in to see how they would do, and I should have taken them out, but it's an experiment, so I just left them in. And here we go again. Lots of Swiss chard coming, and here's more beans and a pea with a flower on it on 26th of March. So 26th of March again. Here's some kale, Swiss chard, and Welsh onions that I harvested from the greenhouse. This is the 2nd of April, and we got a nice pea forming here. It's a snow pea. This is the type of insulation that I put in the back wall of my greenhouse and hers. So here they're coming along better on the 4th of April. Um, Now this shows the tomatoes. Not sure what this is. Peppers up here, peas, the snow peas coming along. They were just volunteers that I found in late October, and I planted them in to see if they would go. And you can see that the Swiss chard is doing wonders at this stage. Oh, I just checked the temperature too. So temperature, oh, I can't really see it, but sorry, the peas are doing better and better, and lots of condensation. Condensation, everyone says it's a bad thing, but um, what's worse than condensation is spider mites. And when there's high humidity, there's very few spider mites. So this, we're coming along and see the mess up that's here. Lots of tomatoes. I've got squash, and here it is again. Lots of squash flowers. Problem with the squash was there was no pollination in here because I didn't have opening windows to let in the bees. So that was a mistake on my part. Uh, here's what's this, basil, um, peppers, tomatoes, etc., etc. But it's too much jungly, uh, and that's just my other greenhouse. Here we go again. You see the jungle at the end of it just doesn't work. Uh, More of the jungle, and here it is now. I've cleaned out the jungle at the end. I've cleaned out the tomatoes. So this is the 25th of October this year. So just a short time ago, cleaned it out, and I'm going to zip this off, take the bar out, and add on a strip to the end. This is having taken out most of the tomatoes, and yeah, there's some tomatoes ripening. Tomatoes that I took from, I think I took it from the lower greenhouse. Uh, so here is what I was planning to do. So silver at the back, and the path goes all the way to the end. So I don't have this jungle that's stopping me from weeding left and right up here. So this is about 8 feet wide. So it's about 2.5 meters wide. Um, this planter here, I have it this height because I have water. The bottom half of the planter is water. And this one is lower because I thought terracing would be a good idea, but maybe it isn't. If I had had this lower without the and this one, there's a barrel down in the ground here and another half barrel. So there's a half, 2/3 of a barrel, rain barrel down in the ground here, and another a half barrel here under the ground. And that's the water that circulates around the greenhouse. And this one, there's a big long tank of water. So there's lots more water under this one, but the problem is it ends up higher, and that means the shelf is higher too. So if I had had this lower, I could have the shelf lower, and uh, I think things would have worked out better. But it's the hindsight being 2020 or whatever thing. So I just go on. This is, yeah. So I'm going to shutter up these windows. There's no light coming in here now anymore. You know, in the summer, some light comes in from the back because the sun shines, rises north of east and sets north of west in the summer. But in winter, it all comes in uh, from due south of east. This is, oh yeah, this is the west side of the greenhouse. I'm going to put insulation in this little section underneath, and that will keep this the brick from losing heat out this side. This is how I've uh, welded a section on here and raised up the floor just a tiny bit so it's level with this and slightly sloping up. And I just did this with mortar. So this was bricks and pavers, and this was just mortar on this end. And I've already got Swiss chard, Welsh onions here, and there's a pepper that I've since moved over to here. Tomatoes are up in the close to the roof to ripen, and over here on the shelf to ripen as well. It snowed on the 8th of November, and yeah, here's the temperature inside the greenhouse during the snow, 10 degrees. Uh, I have some tomatoes that are underneath the shelf now, and I've just got them behind the struts of the shelf. So they should, that maybe that's the safest place for them, and see how long they'll last this year. They might continue to ripen in there where it's insulated behind and reflective behind too. And there's another one. This is more of the snow. It might show. Oh yeah, snow on the roof. So it's quite cold. It's not terrible. Uh, my Tommy's. Okay, so yeah, this is the setup that. So there's a barrel underneath here, and the water goes in to this and drips down into that, and then it tips over and goes down through one of these pipes. So I occasionally swap them around. So I'll send water through this pipe sometimes, and then maybe for a few days I'll send it through this pipe, so that they the thing all gets watered. And potentially I could join them both up, but I haven't done that yet. So this is how it looks after the work done. And oh, this is like potentially when you're doing a greenhouse like that, you could have um, so you have these shutters which would just swing back in the summer, and these shutters here could these could be removable and just hang them on the back of the greenhouse. So behind the greenhouse could have a place to hang these, and that way we would have more light in the summer, and then we can have more insulation in the winter as we need it in the winter. So you get the best of both worlds. I've brought in some soil and dug out soil and put compost under. Just quickly go through here. There's compost, cover it up with soil, and continued from one end to the other. This is wood ash, so I put wood ash mixed in with soil too, and just continue on until, and oh sorry, there is this is the muck, the half rotten compost I put in. So that's to feed the worms, the plants, and to produce carbon dioxide in the greenhouse. And that's it. So thank you very much for watching. I'll do future at the greenhouse, future experiments video too. Thank you.